Just in the nick of time, the elderly man says. He reaches out his hand and bows slightly. I'm Egil. You extend your hand to greet him. Torad. Wait, is that my name? I'm just now realizing I never got to name my character. I guess you can call me Torad then. Egil simply nods and continues. I know that the Black Blades attacked, but where's Bizjarki? Do we say it was just me who made it out? Who are those men? Are they dead? Or you know me? We'll go ahead and say it was just me who made it out. Egil pulls you close to him with his hand. He is surprisingly strong for an old man. His gaze is penetrating. What happened to Bizjarki? He asks insistently. Do we say, how do you know Bizjarki? Bizjarki helped me out through the mine, but he stayed behind and blocked the entrance. We're going to go ahead and go with the stay behind option. Egil lets go of your hand, sits down, and stares into the distance ahead of him. Bizjarki did what was needed to be done. I hope he made it, he mumbles. A little time passes and then Egil straightens up and talks to you. We've looked out for you since you were a baby. You want to ask questions, but Egil gestures towards the dead brigands and stands up. Quick, see if they are carrying anything of use. I'll stand guard. He steps onto a hilltop. We'll say items here, 4 dead brigands. Go ahead and examine them. They are all dirty, wearing worn-out clothes and smelling poorly. 3 of them each have a small dart in their necks. The final one has a slash across his throat. There is a skin pouch in the pocket of the brigand's leader. Another is wearing a leather vest that might be useful. You also notice the sword, which is almost hidden beneath the final brigand. Go ahead and take that old sword. You pick up the old sword. We'll take the skin pouch. You take the 12 gold pieces that the skin pouch contains. Oh yeah, I can't have the skin pouch? You never know, man. Somebody wants that skin pouch. Sell it for a little bit of gold. We'll pick up the leather vest. Go to our items. Oh, yeah. Your inventory will say a leather vest. We're going to put it on. You put on the leather vest. Let's examine it. It is a sort of old brown leather vest. It will provide a little protection in combat. Okay. An old sword. We'll go ahead and examine it. It is a rusty and not particularly good sword, but it is better than nothing and perhaps a little more effective than your knife. Okay, cool. And then we got our 13 gold pieces now. Sweet. Go to Egil. You go to Egil, who starts heading into the forest. He signals for you to follow him. We'll go to my cabin now. I need to think. Come on. He begins a fast trot in between the trees. You struggle to keep up with his pace. After a short while, you get to a small cabin, which is almost completely hidden by the forest. Inside, there is a bed, a table, and a fireplace with a pot on. On the walls are several shelves with books, jars, and glasses. Egil sits down, takes 2 bowls, hands you one of them, and points at the pot. Something indistinguishable is bubbling in it. There you go, he says. Do we take from the pot and eat, take a closer look at the food, or turn it down? We haven't eaten in a minute, so I'm pretty sure whatever this dude's giving us, we're just going to scarf it down. Doesn't matter what it is. To be honest, it might even be better to not know what it is. So we're just going to take from the pot and eat. You sit down, fill your bowl, and eat carefully. It tastes good, actually. You eat gluttonously till the bowl is empty. Eagle nods, satisfied. Eagle mumbles to himself. The secret has been revealed. Bajarki might be dead. Black blades. Then he straightens up with a jolt. We're not safe here. Eagle jumps up and finds a sack that he starts filling with the things from the shelves hurriedly. So things to ask. Have you looked out for me since I was a baby? Why are they after us? How am I important? How am I important is one of the biggest things that's going through my mind, especially since when we woke up in the forest, we even had a dream about Bajarki telling us we're important, and it super baffles us right now. So how am I important? Eagle stops and puts down the sack for a moment. Your family. When the time is right, the scion will claim his birthright. You will claim your birthright. Okay, well that brings me a lot more questions. I don't want to ask, have you looked out for me since I was a baby? Because he's already answered that question. So why are they after us? Eagle puts a couple things into the sack, smiling. Terracily? I've never heard that word before. Hopefully I didn't murder that pronunciation. Apparently there was a good reason we needed to guard you and your secret. Black blades can only mean one thing. King Jury wants you dead. As for why, I don't know. But Ego cuts you off. I made a promise, so did Bajarki. Your mother. Eagle stops himself. No more time to talk now. The Black Blades can show up anytime. Eagle hands you the full sack, finds another, and starts filling that as well. You have so many questions. Why? Eagle interrupts you. Shh. You both listen. You hear the quiet crackle of the fire, the bubbling pot of the stew. Then you hear the distant thunder of horse hooves. Come. Eagle takes your arm, and together you run out of the cabin. You get to a thicket at the edge of the clearing in which the cabin is located. The sound of horse hooves increases and seems to come from all directions. Quiet. Eagle pulls you down, and you crawl into a hiding behind the thicket. He pulls a branch to cover you. You hardly dare to breathe. Through the leaves, you see riders showing up by the cabin. Black Blades. One of them gets off his horse and gestures towards the other Black Blades. He appears to be the leader of their group. You recognize his fair hair from the village attack. They storm into the cabin, rattle around a bit, and then exit. One of them is shaking his head. The leader enters the cabin and exits shortly after. He kneels to examine the ground. Someone was here a short while ago, he tells the other Black Blades. He looks up in your direction. We're going to go ahead and remain hidden. Because if he's looking in our direction and we crawl away, he's probably going to notice something, and they've got fucking horses. So we can't do that. So we're going to remain hidden. You put a hand on Eagle's arm, letting him know that you should stay here a little while longer. Eagle does not seem to agree, but he stays put. Oh, well, maybe I fucked up. Burn the cabin to the ground, the leader of the Black Blades tell the others. The other Black Blades start pouring oil on the cabin. One of them approaches the leader. He said that the man lives alone, he tells him. Indeed. Interesting, the leader replies. He begins walking towards your hiding place. Soon he stands only a few meters away from you. You are holding your breath. With a focused expression, he looks around. You know what? We already remain hidden. Let's stick it out. We're gonna cross our fingers, hope for it. The leader of the Black Blades is now staring directly at your hiding place. Then the flames flare up behind him as the other Black Blades light the cabin on fire. The horses are unsettled, and there is a struggle to keep them under control. "Sergeant," one of the other Blades calls out. The concentration of the Black Blades leader is broken. He looks about a final time and then walks to his horse. Whew! Man, for a minute there, I thought I was screwed. Shortly after, the Black Blades are on their way again. Carefully, you crawl backward. When you are a fair distance away, Eagle leads you through the dense forest. He walks with silent steps, continuously pointing to where you need to tread, holding branches aside for you. You move like this for a while. You move upwards in the terrain, trees become more sparse, and rocky ground emerges several places. After a while, several rock-filled slopes rise on both sides of the path that you are walking. You continue to move through this narrow valley. "The cursed valley," Eagle rumbles and gestures about with a pointed finger. Gradually, the sun is setting, and it is dusk when you reach the entrance to a cave. "Wait here." Eagle disappears into the cave. A little time passes, and in the meantime, you notice that some signs have been cut into the rock above the entrance to the cave. You do not recognize all the signs, but one of them is definitely a death's head. You are taken aback when Eagle suddenly emerges again, carrying a torch. "Come, here we can be safe." You follow him into the cave. The entrance turns out to be a long passage that winds deep into the darkness. Eventually, you reach a large cave. "We can have a fire here without being noticed, but we need firewood and some food if possible. I'll go look. Wait for me here and don't go deeper into the cave." Eagle hands you the torch and disappears once again before you have a chance to ask him anything.